Your favorite Major League Baseball team has at least one problem. Whether you're a Yankees fan on cloud nine or a Blue Jays fan who's grasping at air trying to find any kind of hope this season. We all have our issues, and so today I'm going to be telling you your favorite MLB team's biggest problem. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's get into the video. And if you're a baseball fan who wants to watch baseball at a stadium and enjoys saving money, that would be all of us. Make sure you use code Century17 on SeatGeek to receive $20 off your first purchase of $50 or more. I know you guys are probably getting sick of the tier list. However, I've kind of broken this down into 4 categories. You either can't hit, you can't pitch, you're injured, or other, you're weird. I'll explain that. There's like a couple teams who fit into that. We go A through Z. We start with the Diamondbacks. We go down to the Nats. So we are starting here with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Their superstars haven't been hitting. Overall, they are not hitting, I'd say, as a team. Corbin Carroll's gotten out to a slow start. They need their guys to be their guys. Other than that, I'd say you could also classify it into injuries. They have rotational injuries as well. Overall, I think the bigger problem is that they've taken a step back in the hitting department. The Braves, it's not being able to hit. It's ridiculous. Their pitching staff has been phenomenal, even without Strider. Acuna just got injured today. That stinks, so injuries could also go and be factored into this, Acuna and Strider. But overall, Olsen's not really hitting. Riley's not hitting at all. Michael Harris has not been hitting. It might be time to find a new shortstop. I don't know. Arcia might not be like the long-term guy. It's that they're not able to hit. It's really holding them back right now. Yet their record is still good. Like, let's stop pretending like they're not a good baseball team. The Orioles, it's kind of hard to tell because they are just kind of a wagon. But normally when they lose games, it's kind of because of the bullpen, so they need to shore that up. I'd say it's more that they can't pitch. They need bullpen pieces. Craig Kimbrell, just not the answer really there. Missing Felix Bautista obviously hurts, but like they need to find some kind of other option. Red Sox's injuries, it's really not close. Like they are so hurt. Story, Giolito, I'm forgetting many. Yet they're still like right around 500. They're still playing like a really nice baseball team. Their pitching's been like pretty good. I tip my hat to Boston. They've been better than I thought that they would be. No, I'm going to look up the stats. I don't think the Cubs have been hitting very well. I think that's mainly been their problem. Like, Belly has not been very good. I mean, just looking at, they're 21st in home runs. They only have 48 of those this year. They're 25th in batting average. Yes, they have not been able to hit as a team really at all. Ian Happ's really taken a step down. Bellinger's not been great. Their pitching's been fine, and Shota's like the Cy Young frontrunner. So you got that going for you. The White Sox, yikes. I think it's more, honestly, that they can't hit more than they can't pitch because they actually have some guys who are gross. Kopech, like, low-key nasty. This lineup is, like, so abysmal. I've never seen anything worse in my life. And we had to watch that A's team last year, yeah. Oh, the Reds really can't hit. You want to talk about a team that just, ooh. You got an MVP candidate in Elly De La Cruz. He's playing really well. No one else wants to put the bat on the ball. I mean, strikeout, like, literally a bunch of guys in the tops of strikeouts. Will Benson just strikes out every time. At this rate, they just are not hitting. Guardians have been hitting and like they're getting contributions from weird places. They've been pitching fine. Honestly, I think down the stretch it's going to be injuries with Bieber being out and stuff like that. Are they going to be able to find the innings they need because they have such a young rotation? Rockies, it's probably always going to be the same thing. They can't pitch. Now, they low-key locked down the Phillies this weekend. That series ended today. Like, Quantrill had a good start. Don't ask me why. Yeah, Cal Quantrill. And Dakota Hudson, like, locked us down low-key. But their pitching's not very good. The Phillies never play well in Colorado. Tigers also cannot hit. It's been their problem for quite a while now. Torkelson, is Torkelson just kind of like toast? We haven't really seen him put it together really at the big league level. It's really sad because he's such a nice prospect. Riley Green is awesome. He's cooled off a little bit though. Their pitching's been fine. It's just they cannot hit really at all. They need to like get an impact bat at the deadline if they're going to do something. The hitting's been the problem for Houston. It's gotten a little bit better. Like Bregman was awful. Abreu got optioned. Like that's ridiculous. Kyle Tucker's been so awesome. They also might be injuries too. They're a little bit injured on the pitching front. Overall, they have not been hitting as a team. It's gotten better, but they're still not hitting. Royals have just like low-key been really good. If I had to give them their biggest problem, I'd go with rotational depth, so I think that falls under can't pitching. I'm going to change the names of this. I'm going to call it hitting, or I'm going to call it pitching rather than can't pitch or can't. That makes a little bit more sense. Like the pitching is probably their bigger problem, which is weird. Like Salvi's been great. Bobby Witt's been elite. You're getting contributions like in the bottom of the lineup. Vinny P is back to being really good. Royals have been good. They're kind of a wagon right now. 7-game win streak. The Angels are just bad. I don't really know how to say this one, but like they've got nice pieces. Logan O'Hoppy's tough. I like that guy. It feels like it falls under hitting though, doesn't it? Like it's weird. The rotation's actually been like low-key mid. I think their biggest problem is their hitting, to be honest, at this point. With Trout hurt, that lineup looks so awful. The Dodgers right now, it's kind of the vibes, if you have to be honest. I'm gonna put it in other weird. Like, their vibes are just not like, don't seem like they're having a ton of fun out. And that's kind of like what you need from this team, because a super team like that has to have fun, or else it's not gonna click. They just lost a few games to the Reds. I don't know, they're still like at a 600 winning percentage. You're winning a lot of games. Lost 5 in a row though as of tonight. Get back on track, but their vibes just aren't great right now. Marlins, I mean, everything. This organization stinks. It's always gonna be the hitting though. Like, they refuse to hit the baseball. Actually, I've kind of found like a nice player on Otto Lopez, at least for a little bit. He was doing pretty well. Jazz, I don't know if he gets traded, but it feels like he will. I don't know. They're also very injured in the rotation. That might be a bigger problem. Like, they probably could be low-key contending a little bit. I'm going to switch it to injuries. It feels like the injuries are hurting them a little bit more. Brewers, it's kind of like they're too young, if it makes any sense. They're having a pretty decent year as well. Rhys Hoskins went down with an injury. I just say it's almost like they just have a lack of experience. You know what I mean? So I'm going to put it in other. Because, like, I think they've been overall relatively mid at both the hitting and the pitching. Mets, this is one of the teams I was thinking of when I made this tier. Their vibes, like, they're the Mets, bro. Like, they blow leads deep in the ninth. They've ruined Edwin Diaz. Who knows how? Francisco Lindor looks like a horrible shortstop, even though he's a gold glover. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Their owner is kind of a joke at this point because of how he posts on social media. There's issues. This Yankees team, like, honestly, low-key, probably it's the hitting, but it kind of came alive this weekend. I'm going to put it, their biggest problem is their hitting. They need to find some kind of consistency. Top of the lineup is nasty. It's gross. Volpe's been good. Soto, Judge, Stanton. Stanton's been, like, having a pretty nice year, too. Like, anybody else, are they going to be at all consistent? Verdugo's been okay. I can give him that. Rizzo, nah. Gotta find consistency in the hitting front. So the A's have Mason Miller, but he's kind of overshadowing, like, the other pitching problems they have. Their biggest problem is that they have no one to throw innings for them. I mean, they got like Ross Stripling to just eat some for them. It's not going to be enough. They don't really have any good prospects there either. So the Phillies are the best team in baseball right now. They just lost a series. They still have the best record in baseball, just over the Yankees. When I think about what the biggest problem on this team is going to be at the end of the day, it's that the superstars have to keep hitting. I'm between that or injuries. Trey Turner being out of the lineup is starting to show up a little bit, especially this series it did. I mean, you think about how JT Realmuto's been good ever since Trey Turner went out, actually. Like, JT's hitting like 285 at this point in the season. But Trey Turner being in the 2-hole is kind of a ridiculous difference. Like a 343 hitter like that being in instead of like JT Realmuto, who's probably like a good 6 hitter. It makes a difference, so that's why injuries has a case. But if Nick Castellanos is not hitting, if Brandon Marsh, who's cooled off, is not hitting, Johan Rojas is going to have a 500 OPS. Schwarber, I kind of like respect that he's hunkering down. He's getting more base knocks. His average is up, but his power is down. Phillies have got to get more consistent in the hitting front as well. Bryson Stott's been ice cold the last like week or so too, after being scorching hot. I think Pirates, as much as we want to say it's the lineup, like, they've got bigger problems in the bullpen. Good grief. Their rotation is set up to be fantastic, but the bullpen is blowing games at a ridiculous rate. Padres have actually been like a fine team this year. Like, it's weird, and they've kind of fixed the hitting with bringing in Arise. Yu Darvish not having a great year. At least he had a bad start. I think their problems fall more in the pitching department. They have a pretty deep lineup, if I'm being honest. Especially with like Profar playing well this year too. Their problems fall more in the pitching. Mariners have got to find a bat like desperately. They need to. I don't know what they're going to do if they can't find someone to be a thumper in that lineup. Trade for Pete Alonso. That'd be a power play. Giants, it's like kind of just like the guys who got paid need to start playing like they got paid, you know what I mean? This team like brought in a lot of nice acquisitions in the offseason, but none of them have really been playing very well. At this point, they just need to start playing like their paychecks say. Talking to you, Blake Snell. Don't do it this week, though. Phillies played. Cardinals gotten a little bit of a heater. They had that sweep of the Orioles. They feel like they're way back. I don't know. Their problems are going to fall in pitching as well. They don't really have a real ace. They just have a bunch of innings eaters at this point. Got to find some kind of ace. Sonny Gray is good, but do we think Sonny Gray leans more towards an ace or does he lean more towards an innings eater? You tell me that. I don't know. The Rays' biggest problem at this point is just like, I guess it falls under injuries, but like not having everyone available. You know what I mean? I think you get what I'm implying. No, I'm going to move this here. They don't have a superstar, dude. Like, Randy's not been great this year at all. They don't have the superstar to be the guy in their lineup at this point. Defending world champs have not been very good this year. They're right around 500, but still not very good. I think their biggest problem, I thought about this one a little bit, it falls into injuries. I mean, you think about how many guys are out for this team right now. Corey Seager looks like he's playing hurt too. Like, he's not been good at all. You've got like a whole rotation on the IL at this point, plus Josh Young is out. I think their problem falls into injuries. If it's not that, it goes into pitching. The Twins, it's like streakiness, I guess that you could say, hitting, but they just need to stop going on streaks. Like, find some kind of consistent middle ground instead of winning 5 and losing 6. Like, we need to stop this. They went on that run and then they immediately cooled off a lot because they weren't playing the White Sox. Blue Jays also fall into this other / weird, like, what is wrong with this organization? Can they please do something? They've brought in pieces, but for some reason, nothing is clicking right now for them. Barrios has been good. Vladdy's actually gotten better ever since the trade rumors started. But dude, this team stinks right now. Springer's been horrible. Davis Schneider's like your best player at this point. And the Nationals, I think their biggest problem is, what are we going to do at the trade deadline, dude? You got a Winker, you got Trevor Williams, you've got Rosario, you got all these guys you brought in on these one-year deals. Joey Gallo. Like, is it worth trading them? Like, you're going to get like not really anybody in return. You know what I'm saying? Like, lower end prospect for any of them. Is it really worth it to you? I just hold on to them and let it expire at the end of the day. All right, guys, that's what I think every MLB team's biggest problem is. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.